they now have been given an opportunity to progress themselves. And that's emotional because I remember everything they did for me. Be cognizant of people in your life who help you along your journey. It does not happen all the time. It's become a real little family. I don't even refer to it as a work family. It's a family. We are a family there. And I'm very, very aware of once in a blue moon, it could be 10 years till you find someone that sees potential in you and helps you grow. And if you're lucky enough to cross paths with one of those people in your life, you better be very grateful and remember what they did for you. Let them know that you're aware and grateful. It's an emotional but very happy at the same time video. Last year, almost to the day, is when I started my new job. At that time, I was working as a substitute teacher. We had been outsourced to Kelly Education. I pretty much lost all my income stability, which was sad as it was, because we weren't employed during the summers and things like that. My dad ended up subbing as well for Broward County at not the greatest of schools, and in order to help us get by. So at one point, when I started my now job, I was part-time there. So a normal week would look like this: Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, depending on how many days they were allowing us to work. I worked as a sub. So did my dad. So my dad would drop me off early at Publix in the morning, near the school, leave me there so that way I could get to my job as a sub. He would then take the car and go to sub as well, but travel into Broward County. On a certain day that overlapped, like a Friday, after he came back from work, I got out of work, we would then rush to my now job, where I would then work the evening shift. And we put all of that together in hopes that we would somehow get by. And then graciously, universe connecting the right people and working my ass off. I don't want to not put myself into the video as well. I worked my ass off and I proved myself, and lucky enough, because we don't always prove ourselves and then it pays out, but I proved myself, and there happened to be someone there at the job that really saw a lot of potential in me, and I became full-time at my now job, which I love. And that enabled me to remove myself from the subbing job, remove my dad from the subbing job, and for me to have my now job, which has become a family. We're a very unusual environment in that we have a lot of emotional moments. We hug each other, we tell each other we love each other, and it's an unusual environment. I don't think every job place people can say that. That certainly was not the case with the subbing. You would think that in education and teaching and the youth that you would have that, but it was actually the opposite. But at this job, it's become a real little family. And essentially the person that there was a group of people, I don't want to not allow them to have credit as well, but there was a particular person at my job that saw big potential in me. And this is the person, when you entered the job, you're like, I want to impress that person. And we really grew together, and this person saw potential in me. This person, I believe, to this day, through a series of conversations that I realized it was them, was someone who advocated for me to get promoted to a full-time position, which is very rare today. And they now have been given an opportunity to progress themselves. And that's emotional because I remember everything they did for me. And be cognizant of people in your life who help you along your journey. It does not happen all the time at all. And be very mindful of that. And in your life, look to pay that forward. We don't have that a lot in our lives. And then the irony is it's actually almost to the day 1 year since I started at this job. Depending on when I put up this video, it's like 2 days away from my work anniversary. And when I started, and then I became full-time after a couple months. I remember when I called up Marshall's, which is right here in Sunny Isles, and begged them for a job. They wouldn't even call me back. I tried to get a job at the grocery store, ringing up potatoes, basically. And they called me back. I technically interviewed with them, and they made fun of me. And become that type of person in your life where not that you freely give away opportunities to people, but when someone comes along that works their ass off, demonstrates these qualities, take the time to pay it forward and nurture someone. Now we go to the mall, and I have to pee, so yes, I need to pee. Whee! So we have just arrived at the mall. We finished running our errands. As I mentioned in a previous video, someone keeps putting up a little American flag up on the wall here, and someone keeps taking it down, but they keep putting it up, which is awesome. So yeah, it's back. Yay! Was I supposed to get a video of it for my little video? Then that way the people believe me that it exists. So this is the garage here, and there's like these columns here, and there's a little American flag that someone keeps putting up, and someone keeps taking it down, and it's appeared again. And a lot of you have been telling me it doesn't exist, but it exists. Behold, the little American flag is back. Yay! Okay, now I really do need to walk this way because I have to pee, but I had to show you the flag, but now I need to pee. Behold my bowl. Look at the poetic zoom in of the cheese. Is it cheese? We hope so. Oh, I'm zooming in the wrong way. Oh, cheese. There you go. Dada. Say hello to the people. Say hello. Okay. Oh. So we just ate some Chipotle, and now I'm going to head into the Great Macy's to see if I could get anything super on sale. I like to shop in the last act section in the back. I am someone who has totally, been someone over the years, especially when things were better in the world, overspent on things, but I now have a higher value for not overspending and the cost and worth of things. And even as I start to do better financially, I'm still going to be that way. So yeah, I am treating myself. I went shopping for, what's happening right here? The last act section. Calvin Klein top. It is $10, regularly like $50. And this skirt regularly $60 and $10. So this is my treat to myself. I acknowledge that I'm spending money, but I'm treating myself to a cute little summer outfit for $20. So, and the other one is, I think it's a Macy's brand, the Bar 3 or something like that. But yeah. We are now sharing a hot coffee from Starbucks. This is the I just burped. Starbucks drink. I had some money still on my app. I added a few more dollars. That way I could make sure I had enough to buy the coffee. But I have a hot coffee, and I am drinking it because I have a headache and I need coffee in my life to function. So I am just here. There was a very cute dog at the Starbucks. It was a Samoyed. It was very fluffy. I liked it a lot. I am very aware how lucky I am to have a job, and that's going to be the main premise of my video. I've come a long way, and I haven't been just handed things. I've worked my ass off, but I'm very, very, very aware, and I'm very cognizant, I guess that's the word, of how hard people are working today and just trying to get by, including myself. It doesn't mean I don't treat myself here or there, but I don't do anything. I don't go on vacation. I don't eat out at fancy restaurants. I treat myself to some cheap clothing item here or there so that I'm sane. And I'm walking by, especially young people that are desperately applying for jobs. They're desperately applying for jobs because the government under the current administration is telling us that the economy is great when the economy is not great. We are certainly, in my opinion, in a recession, and if she were to win, Harris, we could be headed to a depression, okay? You can't have things like price controls where Farmer Bob is told what to sell things and then he decides not to sell things. That leads to shortages. And you have a lot of voters today, Generation Z, who probably failed their economics course in school. They probably can't tell you, honestly, how many states there are, and nonetheless be voting. So we're done at the mall. I'm headed out now to the grocery store where I am very well aware of the price of groceries. Going to the grocery store is probably my least favorite activity to do, because you go to the grocery store and there's many products at the grocery store where I have to work over an hour to buy coffee. And I'm very fearful that by next year, eggs could be $45. We are headed to the grocery store now. The grocery bills, the main thing that are affecting us, I've had people tell me in the comments, I'm buying expensive things. It's like price of juice, the price of coffee, everything. Another person has told me that I need to grow my own food. I will do that. I will go and buy a farm, and I will learn to become a farmer. Make my own food. There was something I had seen, like some meme on the internet with a dude, and he spent like $1,500, like going through the process of making his own chicken sandwich. Like he grew a farm, he had a chicken, and he created a chicken sandwich. That's an expensive sandwich. I don't know if that's a true story or not, but yeah. As I've mentioned before, I am very, very, very lucky to have a job and to have a full-time job. I don't discount that at all. I've struggled a lot. Nothing has come easy for me in my life. I have a lot of people, they gaslight me on my channel. They'll tell me I'm uneducated. I am someone who happens to have a formal education. I have a bachelor's degree and then I have a master's degree. Did I need it to necessarily have the intelligence and to speak the way I do? No. A lot of my personality and I feel my intelligence came from a desire to learn, do my own research, and to be stubborn. There's plenty of people out there that are very, very knowledgeable in subject areas and are not formally educated. But this is the first time I've had some stability in my life, and it's taken a while to get here. Nothing in my life has come easy. If you've watched my other videos and you start to delve into, I don't have time to reiterate everything in this video, but I've been through a lot in my life, and I've worked very, very hard and worked my ass off to be starting to get to where I am in my life. I'm at the grocery store and I was gonna film all the prices of things at the grocery store, but now I'm having the worst migraine ever. Paying over $27 for some fish because I'm not feeling that well. I realize I haven't been eating the best. I have a very bad migraine. I know fish is supposed to help it, so there you go, $27. It's insanity, actually. Part of my video is I was going to come to the grocery store and show you the prices of everything, and about how I'm grateful that I have a job and the prices of everything. But normally I don't eat that well and I just pick whatever, but now I'm actually starting to buy the more expensive stuff at the grocery store because I'm not feeling well. There's an example, that's another subject I haven't talked about, that I'm certainly not eating the things that are very expensive, or how to eat healthy is very expensive today. But today I'm forced to do that, buying $30 fish at the store because I'm not feeling well. I will have to do more of a update video on how far I've come and recap on the subbing and the fact that I used to work at a school. I am so grateful to have a job. I'm very aware how badly people need a job today. I have a job that has become a family. When I worked as a sub, many of the students were great kids. There were always those that were, troubled, but hopefully they'll grow out of it. But when I worked as a sub, it was certainly a very memorable experience. And some of the kids, students, I hope and I think I did make a positive impact on them. A lot of them are very good kids, honestly. And it was a rough school. There were a lot of teachers, honestly, that should not have been teachers. I need to make a whole video, honestly, on a recap on that. But I'm very lucky to have found myself and my little family at my job. And the gratitude that I have. You know, things are still tough. I get by. The job combined with the inflation, and you know, I get by. And I'm optimistic that things are going to work out. I'm healthy. That's number one. I wasn't feeling well when I got into the grocery store, and also not eating correctly and not taking care of myself correctly. That helps those types of things. So I had to spend a little bit more, you know, $30 on fish instead of a $30 TV dinner. And it's expensive to do so. Other thing I wanted to mention just briefly, because I keep forgetting, is that you can see the difference in my beginning videos as well as the way I communicate now. I communicate now, I think, with a little bit more oomph to me. That was always my personality. And through a series of events in my life, from my mother, my upbringing, you know, other situations, the subbing that had a terrible effect on me. I was grateful that at one point it gave me income, but it was a very bad environment, the subbing. A lot due to the administration and the adults that were there. And it made me very submissive. It made my personality very Snow White-like, but, you know, too much so, you know, where you're really letting people walk all over you. And I had one of my coworkers who knows some of my story. You know, they said, you know, you've come alive here. You've come alive here. The job has helped you. I think we've helped you. And I was teary-eyed talking to this person because it's true. I have come alive at my job. My job has taught me a lot. And I've gained family in the process. I used to say it's your work family, but I can now, I don't refer to it as, it's family. It's family. If you are lucky enough to find people who have an interest in your life and care about you, that's family. So, yeah. You know, economy sucks, but I'm optimistic. It's not necessarily intended to be a political video, this video, but I feel like everything today is some sort of overlap, depending, because of what's happening in the world today. You just can't ignore it. But I guess point of the video is I'm very grateful to have a job. And I'm very, very grateful I have a full-time job and all the benefits that go along with that. I'm very aware how people need a job today. So yeah, I'm not feeling my absolute best. But I bought some things to help myself, and hopefully I'll eat some of these things, and I'll start to feel a little bit better. But I appreciate all of you. I'm building a nice little family with you guys too, and I appreciate when you watch, comment, you give your opinions, and I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all, and I will see you again soon in my next video, and bye!